carta y lo van a votar. Okay?
Your name first?
¿Su nombre?
Maricela Rosas.
Maricela
Rosas.
Rosas. That's Maricricela. Avila, A-V as in Victor, I-L-A, Rosas, R-O-S-A-S.
Thank you. And can you tell me the night and where your daughter was taken on New Year's Day? New Year's morning, basically.
¿Nos puede hablar sobre ese día, del día primero en la madrugada que desapareció?
Sí, fuimos a nuestra cena de Año Nuevo. Llegamos a un aproximado de las 3:30 de la mañana a nuestro hogar. Y pues nuestras hijas, tengo una hija adolescente y las dos se fueron a su recámara y nosotros pues nos fuimos. Pues la verdad...
So that New Year's Day, I remember we came home from having dinner with the in-laws, and we all got home around 3:30 in the morning. I have another daughter, younger than Alinka. They both went to their bedroom. We went to our bedroom. We went to sleep, and she was about to say, so around 5 o'clock is when she left the house, but they were still sleeping. When they woke up later, sometime after 10 in the morning, that's when they first discovered she was missing.
Did the family at all were able to talk to Alinka's friends at all? About her possible whereabouts?
¿Pudo ustedes hablar con las amigas de Alinka de saber si ellos la vieron o estaban con ellos?
Sí, mi hija es una niña solitaria. Tengo una niña de su edad también, de 14 años, y también unas vecinas que viven a un lado de nuestro hogar. Prácticamente ellas siempre están juntas donde quiera que esté una, están todas.
Sí, yes, we have. She's a very homebody. She doesn't have many friends. The close friends she has are actually our neighbors. There's 2 of them, and also my other daughter. They're very close, and everywhere they go, whenever they go anywhere, they always go together. So this is unusual, and none of them know anything about her whereabouts.
And just to be clear, she left behind her wallet and her phone. It's an iPhone, right?
Yeah, she left behind her backpack, her wallet, her ID, her cell phone, and as you know, we're all attached to our cell phones. I mean, that's like our lifeline, right?
Exactly.
We don't want to be without it even for a minute. And she left that behind.
How soon after were the police notified?
¿Qué tan pronto después que ustedes se dieron cuenta que ya no estaba en la casa que ustedes fueron a la policía?
Bueno, pues teníamos erróneamente pensábamos que iba a ser después de 24 horas, así es que pues pensamos que se había ido con alguna vecina, alguna amiga, o simplemente que había ido a la tienda, a algún lugar, pero cuando ya se dio la noche y ella no estuvo, pues fue cuando fuimos a la policía.
Yeah, we had, I guess, a misunderstanding ourselves as to when is the appropriate time to report a missing. We thought we had to wait 24 hours, so unfortunately we waited 24 hours, but in the meantime, we went out there looking for her. We went out asking, the neighbors, the friends, maybe that they knew her whereabouts. So we looked for those 24 hours, and then since she didn't come home, that's when we went to the police.
And so what is the proper way of handling a situation like that, where a loved one is missing, and you think because of television, you have to wait a certain number of hours before you can call?
Yeah, the law, when it relates to making missing persons report, says that the law enforcement agency that gets contacted shall, they use the word shall take your missing persons report right away. There's no such thing as waiting 24 hours, 48 hours, regardless of the age. Now, if the child is under the age of 12, they will consider that a critical missing, and they will actually come out and bring out the bloodhounds, bring out a search team, maybe even bring out the cadets, and let the cadets go out there and pass out flyers. They notify the National Missing and Exploited Children's Center. So yeah, all the bells and whistles for someone that's 12 years or younger. But because she was 16, they treated it more of a teen ran away.
And that made the biggest difference so far.
Yes.
Like, at any point did it seem like that the police began to take it more seriously?
I think tonight. When they heard the mayor and the city council members say that they are going to get behind the family and they're going to make a recommendation that's going to be voted on next meeting for $100,000 reward for any information that leads to her safe return. And then that they're going to each write a letter to the FBI asking them to assist with the investigation. I could tell you, based on my background with the LAPD, FBI would only come in and assist. That's always been their role. They always want to assist the investigations with other law enforcement partners. They don't want to take it over, but they will assist. But they have all the bells and whistles. They have all the resources. They have technology, the forensics analysis. One thing that the Sheriff's Department did not do is the family offered her, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, the family offered her cell phone for them to do the analysis, which they declined to do for whatever reason.
And Alinka managed to call the family 3 times, is that correct?
Sí, Alinka, desde que apareció, llamó a la familia.
Sí, la primera vez ella...
You want to elaborate on this one in English?
So the first time that Alinka called, she called my younger sister.
By the way, I'm sorry. State your name and who you are.
Yeah. My name is Alan Turuno. I am Alinka's older brother. The first time that Alinka called, she called my younger sister. At that moment, she sounded a little bit frantic. The call was very short. She said that she wasn't able to leave her location. And then the call ended. There wasn't much information from that call or pretty much any of the calls.
Did she have an opportunity to ask for anything in that phone call, that brief moment?
No. My younger sister just kind of like told her, like, hey, we miss you, where are you, we want you to come home. And her only response was that she's unable to leave her location.
And when was the first time, what was the timing or date of the first call?
¿Cuándo fue la primera llamada? ¿Qué día? La fecha?
Was it still in January or was it early
Sí, en
February?
enero.
Yeah, it was still in January.
Dijo, me tienen, no me dejan ir como a los 15 días o 20 días que se tira ese phone.
She said that her wording was that they weren't allowing her to leave. And I think that's when things turned a little bit because it no longer became a runaway having fun type of scenario. It's, I don't want to be here and they're not letting me go home.
And was the second call similar in that way?
La segunda llamada era similar así.
Sí, esa vez fue a mí. Estábamos tirando flyers allá en Santa Mónica. Todos vemos una comunidad grande, como de 100 personas. Y
¿Qué es la llamada que
me dijo, Mom, ya voy para la casa, voy para la casa.
So the second call was when we were putting up flyers in Santa Monica. During that call, she said that she was ready to come home and she wanted to come home. She never came home that night. Both of those phones were from like a burner phone, so there was really no way of us calling her back or tracking that phone in any sort of way.
And can you tell me the last time she had called?
Y la última vez que llamó.
Otra vez volvemos a ir a Venice a tirar flyers. De igual manera nos dijo que a nosotros no, a una vecina junto con mi hija la chica. Nos fuimos y dijo, vayan por mí, me van a dejar ahí en el Union Station.
So the third call, she stated that she called my younger sister again, stating that they were going to drop her off at Union Station and to go pick her up, but they never came home. She never showed up. My mom probably waited for like 6 or 8 hours there. And same thing, it was when we were putting up flyers.
So you guys have been doing everything you can to get her back, from posting flyers, both in your own neighborhood, as well as at Santa Monica, as well as in the station.
Well, they've been out to Figueroa in the 70s, It's known as Figueroa because it's been known for human trafficking and all these victims. And we were out there looking for them as well. And still no sighting. Early on, when I first came involved with the family, in the second week of February, we did go to certain homes and places where apparently there were some sightings, but we door knocked and watched and nothing panned out.
Dígale, detective, que hemos pegado más de 6,000 flyers junto con mis amigas.
She says we've delivered and posted over 6,000 flyers.
Hemos
throughout.
ido a buscar siempre, pero hemos ido a pegar, pero el tiempo y las lluvias pues no nos han dejado seguir nuestro trabajo.
Yeah, and then with this recent rains and the storms, it's hampered our efforts to go out there because there's no sense of putting out the flyers if the rain's gonna, wash them away. But yeah, we're doing everything we can. We had a press conference last Friday, and now we're here.
And you guys have been advocating for a lot, including a billboard. Is that right?
Sí, usted también pidió que un rótulo.
Sí.
Yes, she's been advocating for a billboard. Yes.
Okay. Where's the location of the billboard? The proposed place that she wanted to have the billboard.
¿Dónde pide que sea?
El área donde las dos veces que nos hemos ido a tirar los flyers y pensamos que es un punto clave para Santa Mónica, para Venice. Allá dicen, y a veces, no sé si es casualidad, pero las dos veces que hemos ido para pegar flyers, ahí es cuando nos vuelve a llamar.
Somewhere in the Venice, Santa Monica area, because I don't know if it's coincidence, but every time we go out there to put flyers out, she gets a phone call from her. So that seems to be consistent. So maybe a place out in Venice or Santa Monica.
What are your next steps that you're hoping for? I mean, we got a huge endorsement from Carson City Council in terms of putting up the work money, but they're going to put that up on the agenda for the next council meeting.
Right.
And writing a letter to the FBI for their involvement. Is there anything else you're hoping for, aside from the obvious?
I'm hoping that the captain hears the message loud and clear. He doesn't have to wait for those letters to come forward and start making some phone calls to the FBI. Now, if the FBI chooses to decline the offer for whatever reasons, then I think these letters will play a very huge role in having them reconsider. But I'm hoping that they hear the message and they hear the cry, and it doesn't take much for them to get involved.
Right. Okay. I appreciate you guys for speaking with me about your daughter, and I pray that she is returned safe and sound.
Dice que le da gracias por la oportunidad que usted habló con él sobre esto y está orando por ella, que ella sea encontrada en buen salud.
Muchas gracias.
And with Godspeed.
Y con Dios, la ayuda de Dios.
Gracias, muchas gracias. Se
Thank you.
agradezco.
All right, sir.